Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I have lots I want to get done in today's video. Let's see how far we get. I hope you're all having a great day. Hope you're ready for this video. Strap yourself in and let's get going. So have in front of me here my little trashy scrappy journal that I made for January, which I'm using for Junk Journal January. I'm also doing my personal journaling in this journal. We've done 7 days so far and it's already turning into quite a chunky little beast. So I think I'm going to be like adding some more score lines in this fold around flap because I have a feeling it's going to need a bit more room in that little wraparound. So let's do a wee recap first. In here I've just posted the prompts for Junk Journal January. Now I am also including Start with a Mark, which is another challenge run on Instagram by Conzi_atop Serenity Hill and Shemi Dixon. All the links to everybody will be down in the description box, or at least listed so that you know who to search for if you're interested. So Junk Journal January is hosted by Meg Journals and Get Messy Art Journal. So that's the prompts for the Junk Journal January. I haven't actually printed out the prompts for Start with a Mark. I've just kind of been writing them down every day and kind of using them. So I can't show you those and you won't be able to read this because it's so tiny. But anyway, so today's prompt is neutral and I'll be doing that one. And for Start with a Mark, the prompt is radiate. So I'll be hoping to include that. I also have a third challenge, which is a monthly one run by Lydia over at February and June. So again, this is on Instagram or however long it's been running, a couple of years at least. Lydia was doing prompts that were based on the 5 senses. So just for 5 days every month, there'll be a different prompt for each of the 5 senses. So this year, and it's just run over 1 week, so that typically the first week of the month, the first full week. This year she's going with prompts that aren't based on the 5 senses. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. That's probably the best I can do. I love, love, love her challenges and her prompts. They're always super fun. And I love the 5 senses one, but I'm really excited by the new direction and the possibilities and just the freshness, and I think it's going to be great fun. So if you like prompts for journaling, then head along to February and June on Instagram. The prompts are out this week, so today is Monday as I'm filming this. So it will go up on Tuesday, but this is Monday's prompt, and the prompt is, what's one thing you're looking forward to this year? So super excited to include that as well. Okay, so I've got lots going on that I want to put in. So let's do a little flip through, as I was intending right at the beginning, of where we're up to so far. So the first prompt on January was resolutions, and I did this spread on camera, and I've got a double pocket here, so I've got my journaling for both days tucked in there. I didn't do Start with a Mark on this day because I came into it late. I came into it on this day, so I haven't included the prompt, but it was loop for day 1. Day 2, quote. So I've typed out a quote here. Success means getting your butt out of the way. And the Start with a Mark prompt was lattice, not lettuce, but lattice. So the crosshatch sort of pattern. So I drew that in there. Love how that spread turned out. Day 3 was throwback. So I took a art journal spread that I'd done on the 3rd of January 2017 and recreated it in a different style and, you know, sort of more updated to where I am now on this spread. And drip was the Start with a Mark. So I've got these fun drips here, and I've got a pocket here to tuck my journaling in. I haven't done the journaling yet. It'll get done, but no panic. Next day, the 4th, was tuck spot. So I've done a tuck spot on either side here, and there's a journal card with my journaling on in this pocket, tuck spot. and then a matching tag on this side in the tuck spot. And the start with a mark prompt was stitch, so I've done faux stitching around the edges, I've stamped faux stitching, I've done faux stitching, drawn faux stitching on the card and the tag, and then I did actual stitching with embroidery thread on the tuck spots. Absolutely love that spread. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and just really trying to use up scraps. So everything was scraps, and then I added some paint and stamp and ink, and you know, went to town, had fun. Okay, so that's tuck spot. Day 5 was daily log. Probably my least favourite so far of the spreads I've done. It's okay. I tried a few things, could have been better. You know, that's how it goes. The start with a mark prompt is wave for this day, so I've drawn some waves in here and there. And then this design here is actually on the page that I used for this entry, and it's very fern-like, but I also thought it's very wave-like. You know, if you turn it on its side, it's like wave. So I just drew some blue in it to kind of accentuate that it more water than plant. I collaged hexagons of various book pages and things, and some of them in brown paper, which is where I did my journaling, just in a daily log style format. So no full sentences, just notes. So what I did, what the weather was like, so no, this is where I was, what the weather was like, what I did, who was there, and then a few other little bits that I wanted to note from the day. And there's one other I need to, which I just realised I had left out. Now can I think? It's one of those things that is in my head. It's like, oh, I want to record that, and now can I remember what it was? Not right at the second. Hopefully it will come back to me. And then I just typed out the date to fill, kind of just fill this gap here. I could definitely add more journaling if I wanted to, but I'm happy. Apart from that one thing I can't remember right now, I've pretty much covered the highlights of the day. Okay, so on to day 6, which was memory, and the start with a mark was cluster. The prompt was cluster. So memory, well, first cluster, I drew this cluster of leaves down the side of the page here. The memory is a series of 3 photos from 1997, January 1997. Evokes so many memories for me that I can't really even begin to tell you about all of them. It's my uncle and aunt's garden. I was staying with them at this time. I was around 5 months a widow at this stage, so it was very poignant. It was very much needed break for me. And I photographed the garden, and then after I went home, I put all the photos in a book, laid them out, made some notes and things, and gave it to my uncle and aunt as a present, because their son Vaughan had passed away back in 1989. And so this is a memorial garden. It was about an acre, absolutely beautiful. And since then, both my aunt and uncle have passed away. So when I look at these photos, it brings a lot of, I guess, memories of people dying, to be perfectly frank, but also beautiful memories of the relationships, the people that I love, and things. So lots of memories. And I haven't written anything yet, but I've made this bottom pocket here, this bottom photo as a pocket, so I can, you know, keep those memories private and just tuck them into that pocket. So there's the sign at the beginning of the garden, there's this little bench seat which I focused on the toy in front of it, and you can just see the garden seat behind. There's this little summer house that has a moat around it and this little bridge. So it's a huge garden, but I just chose out a few sort of features to put on the spread, because it's not a big spread. So yes, so many memories in there. Okay, on to the next day, because that's kind of making me quite emotional. You can probably tell. So yesterday, Sunday, day 7, was stitched for Junk Journal January. So we've already done stitch for Start With a Mark, and now Junk Journal January is stitched. So stitched and Start With a Mark day was triangle. So I did start with a mark with this one. Often I don't, I add it after, but I started by drawing triangles on the side. And then I collaged, just take those out for a moment, collaged this page with triangles of different scraps of paper. And then I decided that I wanted to fill these triangles that I'd drawn with scraps of paper as well. And I love both pages. They're quite different, but they're both using triangles. I love both ways. And then for stitched, I wanted to do a little belly band out of fabric. So I grabbed a scrap that I felt kind of went with the page. I did some slow stitching on it. And I've got a couple of my little journal cards here out of one of my digitals which have some faux stitching on them, which I'll do my journaling on. Haven't done it yet. And then when I was hunting for this bit of scrap of fabric, I found this little cheetah or leopard cat, we'll just say cat, that had been cut out of fabric by the person who gave me the big bag of scraps. And I just thought, well, rather than have it running around in the bag of scraps, I'll just stick it on. So I stuck it on there. And then a date number 7, that's my printables for Patreon, part of my Patreon printables for this month. And the 7th happened very weirdly and randomly, because I didn't know what the prompts were going to be for this day, happened to be in a triangle. So I put that on there and then just wrote the date. Most of these I haven't actually dated, but yeah. So that is the 7th. Now we're up to the 8th, and the prompts today, which is Monday, are neutral, and you can see my base pages are not neutral. And the Start With a Mark prompt is radiate. And then we have our little prompt here from Prompt Week with February and June. And the colours in this are actually neutral, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's get going. I've wasted so much time talking, but I just wanted to give you kind of an overview of where we're up to, because I did the first 2 spreads on camera, I believe. And then I did a reel on one, and then I've kind of just been playing catch up because I had a couple of days out. So I'm not even going to use glue stick at this point. I'm just going to use tacky glue, and I thought I'd use some strips of neutral scraps that I've got in my bag. And I save these for stamping on and stuff like that. But, you know, sometimes you need to find other uses for them because you just get too many. So I'm just going to collage myself up here a neutral background, and then we'll kind of see what happens. So I want to vary the kind of like the colours. Excuse me. I had something blocking my throat for a second there. Wasn't particularly pleasant. Here's some book page. Bit nice and sort of yellowed. Will that fit there? Yeah, I'm not going to make it fit. I'm not going to trim it down. I'm just going to overlap it. I want to try and do this quickly. I'm hoping I'll have time to also do the week 1 Margarete Miller challenge, because I did not get it done last week. I had intended to do it on Friday and ended up out all day Friday. And I was like, that's okay. I can do it. Oh, we're blocked. That was working and now it's blocked. That's okay. I can do it Saturday because, you know, we're anticipating being home on Saturday. And I thought, yep, that'll work. And then we ended up being out all day on Saturday as well. Get the pin in there. Oh, that didn't feel blocked to me. Why is the glue not coming out? So that was Saturday out. And then Sunday was other things, other priorities and commitments. And so I need to get it done. I want to get it done. I don't want to fall behind. You know, I'm already behind, but I don't want to fall any more behind than what I am. So I'm hoping hoping, one can always have hope, that I have time. Maybe I just put it down here, and I will need to trim that little bit off. Hoping I will have time to do it at the end of this video. I've got everything pulled out, so I know what I'm using, but some of it needs to be cut out. So I haven't got time to waste. I need to keep moving. I suspect I won't get there. You're probably thinking, yeah, no, you're not going to do it, Belinda. You're not going to get it done. But we can have high and lofty goals, because it doesn't matter if we don't get them done. But if we don't have those goals, then we won't, because we're not trying. So don't be afraid to have goals. Just hold them loosely so that you don't punish yourself if it doesn't get done. Here's my wisdom for the day that you never asked for. Right, so some of these I will be trimming down, just because I don't want to go too super layered up, just for the background, especially when this journal is already getting a bit, oh, I like that side, already getting a bit chunky. And we're only up to day 8. My goodness. I think this is going to be a wonderfully chunky, chubby, delightful handful of wonder. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm actually really excited to see what it's like at the end of the month. I think it's just going to be lovely. I'm really enjoying doing Junk Journal January and Start with a Mark together. I think I'm finding it very inspiring, combining the prompts, and it just seems to be hitting the note for getting my creative juices flowing, which is absolutely fantastic, because I was end of 2023, I was feeling a bit flat and yeah, not feeling it so much. And I think I'd just basically overdone it. So to feel myself being enthused for something is actually wonderful. Very much enjoying it. Who else is participating in Junk Journal January? I know it's got a big following. Are you participating in it this year? Are you skipping it this year but normally would do it? Or have you never heard of it before? If you've never heard of it before, well, maybe it's something you might want to investigate. It's never too late to jump in. And you don't have to go back and catch up on what you've missed unless you want to. Like, there's no pressure. It's just have some fun and play along if you're at all interested. It is, especially if you feel like you need to inject some freshness into your creating, or you just want a chance to play, because Junk Journal January is an excellent way to play with different techniques, different styles, without the, you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect spread. It doesn't have to be a perfect piece of art or even something that you like. It's just about playing and experimenting, having fun, creating, because creating is no good or bad. You're just creating. You're getting those creative juices flowing. You're learning as you go. It's just great. It's really great. And Start with a Mark. Again, no pressure. Like, it's just the mark is the prompt, and then interpret it how you want. So there's my little plug for the challenges. Not forgetting the prompt one, this one here. They're all excellent. Thoroughly recommend every single one of them. And you don't have to combine them all. I like combining things, but you could just choose to do one or the other, or do 2 of the 3, or you could do aim for the sky like I am. Sometimes I fall flat, but I'm trying to do all 3. So Junk Journal January goes all month. Start with a Mark is only 21 days, and then this one here, prompt week, is only 5 days. So, you know, I'm not going to be running the whole month trying to achieve 3 prompts. Right, there's a bit of brown paper. Let's go with a bit of brown paper for that bit there. coming together quite quickly so far. Really liking the look. Oh, I've got a shiny side or a matte side. I think we'll go the matte side, just in case I want to write on it or something. Not sure what the plan is after this, where I'm going. We shall find out together. So we've been having so much fun biking, hubby and I, exploring new areas of our little town, new subdivisions and things. And we found last night, we found a new path, well actually two paths that kind of connect up together and do a loop and go in behind our local supermarket. And it goes downhill and uphill, and it's got some like hard right hand corners with a drop off on one side, so it requires quite a little bit of care, and it's very narrow. It's a very narrow footpath, so you also need to be aware of any pedestrians around blind corners. But oh my gosh, we had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. Our bike ride was about 30 minutes. We didn't actually time it, but it would have been at least 30 minutes long, so it wasn't a short one. We're just having so much fun. Like, even if we don't feel like going, we head out and we're laughing and giggling and freewheeling on, you know, going downhill. Oh, it's just so much fun. And even when it's hard work, when you're biking into a headwind and the legs are burning and you feel like it would be quicker to get off and walk, but you know that as soon as you turn a corner and get either sideways to the wind or go back the other way, it's, you know, you're going to get that relief from the burn. Just enjoying it all. And the road is quite quiet at night at the moment because of it's holidays. So we went across the main road and did a little loop around the other side of the town. We've been avoiding that because the road's so busy. But yeah, last night we went across the main road as well and took a little round the block trip there. So we biked quite a reasonable distance. It was so much fun. Absolutely, absolutely love it. And it's so much fun doing it with my husband. Like, there's been the odd time when we've biked together earlier in our marriage. But now we've both got good bikes and we're going out together. And it's just awesome. Awesome stuff. And hubby just bought himself some bike lights so that, you know, when it gets towards winter and the light starts falling off, we can bike at night. And he bought them to test to see how good they'd be, and he's quite happy with them, so he's ordered me a set as well. So that's good. We'll be all good for once the daylight starts easing off in the evenings. We can still go out and be safe with front and rear lights on our bikes, which is cool. And we found at the weekend, we found fluoro vests, quite cheap. We didn't buy any, but hubby was really looking at them, particularly the hot pink one. He was really liking the hot pink one for me. It was only like $12, so I fully expect that at some point we will get some vests for biking, just to, you know, increase that safety factor, because the roads can be quite dangerous nowadays with the volume of traffic. Pays to be seen. So yeah, just so much fun, and I can't rave enough actually, because we're just having a blast. So that's what we've been up to. We've gone out of 8 days, we've gone for 6 bike rides, which is amazing. Even before, when we used to do it, we might go for one in 2 or 3 weeks and that'd be it. But in 8 days, we've gone for 6 bike rides. And the only reason we didn't go on the other 2 days was because we were both out all day and had big days and long days and stuff. So that tells you something, doesn't it? Well, it tells me something. We must be enjoying it if we're going out that often and for quite long rides. I think I mentioned last week or somewhere along the way that my bike had an issue, that the back brakes locked on and were rubbing and making it really hard. Hubby fixed that the next night, so he rectified the situation, and we were able to go for a bike ride the next night, and they worked perfectly. No rubbing, no noise, and the brakes worked and released, and turned out all they needed was a bit of lubrication, because they'd been outside and, you know, got dusty and what have you. They just needed a bit of lubrication and then prizing apart to reset them so that they weren't against the rim of the bike. So super happy that that got sorted, because yeah, that wasn't fun. Biking with the brakes locked on was not fun. It's like that didn't matter what gear you were in, it was hard work with that friction. So yeah. So how is your year going so far? Early days, isn't it? Early days. But I feel like my word for the year, prosper, is starting to come through. Already I am prospering in exercise. Oh, I didn't put that on straight. Oh well, doesn't matter. So health-wise, I am prospering because I'm getting exercise. I'm also prospering in happiness because I'm having fun. I'm prospering in my relationship with my husband because we're doing it together. We're having fun together. We're getting exercise together. So I feel like we're off to a good start with my word for 2024, which is the one that's on that first spread that I did right back here, prosper. If you watched that video of me making that, you'll know more about that. So yes, I think it's going well so far. But, you know, we're only 8 days into 2024. There's a very long way to go. But we're a week down, 51 to go. Scary, isn't it, how fast a year can disappear? Right, I am talking so much. I hope I'm not boring you to death. I don't know, I just feel really happy and feeling very chatty because I'm so happy, and it's nice. It is actually really nice to feel joyful. Might also have something to do with buying a new car and the anticipation of that arriving, and the end of worrying about car situation. So that'll be nice. And also, because it's going to be so much cheaper to run, is it's more freeing. We can do things more readily than what we've been able to, just because of the cost of fuel. So it's going to be so much cheaper to run, even though we're, you know, boring stuff, got to pay the car off. It's still going to, in the long run, be cheaper. So exciting. It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to being able to take trips to see my mum and things like that. You know, if I want to, I can just hop in the car and go. Don't have to think, oh, we haven't got enough fuel, it's too expensive. You know, once upon a time, put $20 in the tank of fuel, and that would do you for several trips. Now, $20 might get you there and back, if you're lucky, in our old car. In our new car, $20 should go back to doing a couple of trips again. So all good. Good stuff. Right, I'm just kind of patching here, doing a bit of a patchwork, overlapping a bit more, because I've just been lost in telling you all the exciting stuff. Right. No, that's too similar. Too much the same. Not quite wide enough. This is a very thin bit of paper, this one, but it will work there. So this is going to be our neutral base. What are we going to do on top of this? Good question, my friends. Good question. Short answer, I don't know yet. Haven't kind of thought past this. We do need to do our radiate marks for start with a mark, so maybe I could think about that. Yeah, not sure about the rest. Here we go. Here's a little bit of packing, not packing paper, builder's masking paper. Let's just put a bit of that there. I'm just going to cut this, I think. Right, so just going to clear up these scraps off my desk because I think we're done with them for now anyway. Clear them away. I should be using glue stick, but I just thought, no, it's going to take extra time because it's, you know, I'll get sticky and messy and having to change my glue page that I'm gluing onto. It's just like, no, I'm just going to go tacky glue. Right, there we go. Base is done. So radiate. What am I going to do for radiate, for the pattern radiate? I'm kind of thinking, if you're familiar with the Wi-Fi symbol, I'm sure you are, because it's on most devices and credit cards and things like that for PayWave. I'll just do it. Let's just do it. Neutral. So I'm thinking I might use my Unipin pens, which I haven't used yet. There's light grey, dark grey and sepia. How about we try the sepia to tie in with that neutral vibe? I've still got a bit of blue and yellow showing from the page underneath, but I'm just going to ignore that. Oh, another scrap. I think I need a sip of my tea. I'm talking so much and getting dry. Oh, that's good. That is good. So let's give these pens a whirl. What was that lid going to go on? Yep, that will. Where do I want to start? I'm kind of wondering about actually doing a bit of outlining first. So I'm just going to go with it. It's quite a dark brown. I don't want to outline everything. I just want to do bits and pieces. Just to give a bit of, I don't know, interest, something. I don't know, just making it up as I go along, just experimenting, seeing what it will turn out like. Oops, and then you go off script, like I just did. So maybe we'll be doing a radiate mark there, cover it up. Because I'm kind of using the edge of the paper to run my pen nib along, but yeah, I quite like that. That's interesting. Sorry if I get quiet. Just getting lost in the process. And sticking with that neutral prompt, at least for now. Oops. I thought I was drawing along the edge, but I was actually drawing on the edge, if that makes sense. Right. Is that enough? Probably. I don't want to get too carried away. Right, let's do some radiate because I've got, oh, I want to do this bit up here. That bit, I think. Let's cover this mark up. So this Wi-Fi type symbol, it's not going to completely cover it up, but sort of also a bit like, this isn't like the Wi-Fi symbol, this is more like a rainbow. But rainbow kind of radiates, doesn't it? So it's not quite what I was intending, but never mind. It's fine. Let's do something down here. Remember, it's just about play and having fun. Mistakes are good. Mistakes are what you learn from. And I've certainly made a few in this time I've been recording this video. Vary direction. Probably want to do maybe 3 on each side, would be a nice number. Apparently I can't talk and doodle at the same time. I'm not trying to do this neatly, I'm just trying to do it quickly so that I'm not taking up all of your precious time. Because we've all got lots to do this year, don't we? Right. I think that's going to be it for Radiate. I'm quite happy with that. I do want to include this somewhere. Do I want to include it as a tip-in or put it in a pocket? I could have also covered that mistake with that. Actually, I like that. I like it right in the middle. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it right in the middle. And it will cover that error. And then I'll add another Radiate in, since we're covering up that one. There's always an answer, isn't there? Pride of place, right in the middle there. Beautiful, love it. Right, let's just do, trying to think balance where, maybe on the side. Maybe we need to do it here. So I've got to work out where I'm going to do the journaling yet, because I need to answer this prompt. So I need to write about this prompt. And so I need somewhere to do that. So I need to either create a pocket, a tuck spot, or just write it on the neutral background. I probably, in this journal, I'm preferring to hide it so that I can remove it and see like an arty spread, and the writing is then tucked away and kept a bit more private, I think. So I could have used this as a pocket, but I haven't. Maybe I need to do a tip-in, which would be another option. Just looking for a larger neutral scrap. Here's some of this gross feeling, like it's kind of like thicker than butcher paper, but rough and not nice to feel, but it is textural. I have to definitely say that it's textural. How am I going to do this? I need thinking time is my problem. Okay, what I might do is I think that's going to be the spread as is. I think it's neutral. It's got radiate, however many fingers I'm doing. That's 2 fingers. Neutral, radiate. We've got our prompt here for prompt week. And then I just need to really add the journaling. I don't think I actually want to do anything else. I want to let these stripes of neutrals be the spread. Yes. Okay, I'm going with it. I'm happy. Decision made. So all I need to do is add the journaling via either a tip-in or a pocket or something, you know, something. How are we going on time, guys? Oh, we haven't got much time. Let's make a start on Margarete Miller. We can at least make a start. So let me move my journal out of the way for now. Okay. Grab out my prompts. Oh, I haven't worked out a base for this. So here are the prompts for Margarete Miller. We've got a simplified hashtag this year, which I was actually quite pleased to see. Not so many characters in the hashtag. So let's cut out our prompt first. So these are available from Mallow Miller on Etsy if you're interested in buying the prompts. Oops, why am I putting it away? I still need it. I need the prompt number 1. I haven't worked out how I want to do this yet, what I'm going to do it in. I'm just looking, oops, my cutter just fell over. I might grab, hang on, just give me a moment. I'm going to pop you on pause. I'd forgotten that I hadn't organised what I was going to use to put my collages in. My husband gave me this notebook here back as part of my month of birthday presents. Yes, he's a very kind hubby. And I've been tearing pages out of it. And I thought, well, if I do my collage in here, if it gets too fat, I'll just take out what pages I don't need for the collaging. So win-win, I can do both. So let's get going. That's not the right prompt. Let's put that aside so I don't get confused. So the prompts for week 1, which was last week, something associated with water. So I have a couple of options. I've got this whale watching image here, or there's some other ones down here, or these people fishing. Portion of a poem or song you enjoy. I've printed out the lyrics to The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. I was thinking, what song do I love? And this one, every time I hear it, I sing to it. Doesn't matter, without fail, I will sing to it. So it's an old song, but it's probably the only one I will immediately start singing to when I hear it. Pattern paper, we've got a couple of options for that as well out of the magazine. We've got this cool sort of confetti one, or this, it's very pale, you probably can't quite see it in camera, but it's like got a grid pattern on it. Something that's usually kept cold. Well, I've got a magazine here with pictures of cocktails. A light shade of blue. I might use this grid one for blue because it is blue. And bonus, an unusual symbol or shape. And there's this logo here for whatever the sterling is. I'm not actually sure. Some company. And the S is very stylized. And I thought, well, that's an unusual symbol or shape. So that's what I'm working with. Let's have a look at what we want to lay down. Maybe the pattern paper first. Let's go with this one. And I'm just going to trim off. The other option too is I can tear these out and punch holes and put them in a binder if I don't want to keep them in this book. So it gives me a few options, I believe. Can I tear that off? It's a bit a bit narrower in points. If I'm careful, I can do it while I'm trying to hurry so we can get it done in the time. There's quite a cool sort of plaid ribbon on the other side, but we're going with this side. Again, tacky glue, ease, less mess. I'm just going in with it. This side is actually, it's the side I tore. It doesn't look straight, but it's the pattern on the paper that's not straight. I was like, I need to trim that up. It's not straight, but no, it's the image. The paper is actually straight. Well, straight enough anyway. It's probably not perfect. Of course it's not perfect. I did it. Right. So just light swirl of glue here and there around the edges and a tiny bit in the middle, because it's not heavy. It's not going to require heaps of glue to stay attached. And I want to include the prompts. I've never included the prompts in my spreads before, but this year I thought I'm going to do that. Now, I do like this whale watch one. I am kind of tending towards that. That's the second image I found. I found the fishing one first, and then I come across this one. I was like, oh, I really like the whale watch one. So this is a place that's about 2 hours away from where I live, further north, where they go whale watching and swimming with dolphins and things like that. I've been on a whale watch. I went on a boat though, not on a plane. This is a ad for a plane one. Plane trip over the whales. It's a lot of fun, but not as fun if you get seasick. But if the ocean's not too unsettled, it's not too bad. I might need to trim that down a little bit more. Just take a little, maybe off the other side. So I took some off this side, so let's trim it down a bit on this other side. That should be fine now. And that will cover over these coins because don't really need those. Right, so put that one aside. Do I want to fussy cut around this? I think I'll just loosely cut around it, leaving a little bit of a border. It's just a nod, like it's not a main feature by any stretch of the imagination. It's the bonus prompt, so you don't even have to include it if you don't want. But I like including all of the prompts if I can. So we can find somewhere to put that. Okay, this something that is, what's the prompt? Something that's, a light shade of blue. Well, this is a light shade of blue. So I was just looking to see whether it was something that's a light shade of blue, or, you know, if there was anything specific it had to be, but it's not. Oh, actually, that's quite a cool text bit. I might keep that bit. Could go nice in a collage. So this is going to be our oh, I like that. I'm liking overlaying that. Okay. Something associated with water, portion of a song. Okay, so just going to take a bit of this, and I think I want to take this chorus here when there's the refrain. You're not gonna know when to hold them, know when to fold them, when to fold them. You know, it's got the repeat, because I really like that bit, and it's quite often more instrumental, or less instrumental, like it drops some of the music. So the voices become more prominent, which is a part of any song that I like when they do that. I hope I'm making sense with that explanation. I feel like I might not be. Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the song, this. I love it. Great one to come out at parties. And I'm not talking about karaoke. I don't do karaoke, don't like it. But if there's a song playing, I don't care where I am, I will sing along to it. Not so anybody can listen to me, but just because I enjoy it. Maybe we put it up there somewhere. Need to work out, do we want to put this just on, or do we want to tuck it in somewhere? Not sure yet. We haven't glued anything down. Right, now a cocktail for something cold. So there's several cocktails, lots of lovely ones we could choose from, but I'm liking this big one, and partly because it's on blue. So I think I'm just going to go with it. Just why not? Magazine down, we don't need that now. Okay, I'll just put a lid on my glue while I'm doing this. If I go over a little bit today, I do apologise. We're getting close to time, but I'd really like to get this done, and then I feel like I'm up to date and ready to do this week's collage, which I won't do till the end of the week. Hoping to do them on Fridays, maybe Saturday. That's my plan. Who knows whether I'll be able to stick to that. Will I prosper in my plan to do the collage every week at the end of the week? Ooh, taking bets now. If one was a gambler. And there I put a song about gambling, didn't I? Funny. I think that's a mention by association, that because I've been talking about the song The Gambler, it kind of put that in my head that I then talked about taking bets. Weird. Our brains are weird sometimes. They make connections. It's about, you know, a bit like when you're looking at something online and then all you see are the ads. It's like our brains can be a bit like that. It's like you mention something and then suddenly it's noticing things to do with whatever you said. And like a car, you know, you buy a new car and it's a different make and model, and suddenly you see all those cars on the road. You see them everywhere, whereas before you saw none. I must say we haven't seen any of our car yet, our new car, on the road, but I'm sure we will. Well, we haven't got it yet, so we're not hugely familiar with the look of it yet. It's only been like a few hours that we were with it, so right. It doesn't matter if I cover over some of the words, does it? No. So maybe we want to go something like that. And I could tuck these in here, or I could just, no, I think I'm going to put that under there actually, like that. Okay, I think I'm ready to glue. I think we're going to get this done, people. Woohoo! Well, I won't celebrate yet because it's not actually done, but I think we are going to get it done. And maybe within the hour or just over, we'll see. Just move it along. Quick, quick, quick. Snap, snap. Don't get precious. Lay it on down. Right, that one, then this one next. So I feel like this fits with Trash Craft Tuesday because I'm using old magazines, scraps, and then the Junk Journal January, of course, fits with Trash Craft Tuesday because we were using scraps, offcuts, and the well, the other two challenges aren't necessarily. I don't want to cover over the whale. That wouldn't be good. I don't want to cover over the whale. Don't stick that under there either. Right, now our song lyric. I'm glad it's only part of the song that we need. So just taking one of my favourite bits from the song. It's going to go there. Okay, our cocktail next. I think I'm going to end up covering over some of those lyrics. That's okay. Doesn't matter. We still get part of the song. Right, don't want to go over top of the plane. Yep, we're covering over some of the words. That's okay. Here we go. Nice big cocktail there. Let's put our not sure where I want the S actually, the wee symbol. I liked where I had it originally, but I can't quite remember where I had it. So we might have just a wee bit of a play with that. So there's our prompts on display. I really like this little ornamental element there too. We could go in here. We could connect all those pieces there with it. I like that actually. Or does it need to go down here somewhere? Just think, is that too boring, that expansive? But I do like it there. Let's just go there. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to have everything on it. So there it's going to go. So let's just go over and make sure we've got everything for one last time. So Margarete Miller collage for week 1, something associated with water. We've got this whale watching activity, portion of his poem or song you enjoy. We've got The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. Pattern paper is this background paper here with the confetti pattern. Something that's usually kept cold, a cocktail. Light shade of blue is this grid paper here. Bonus, an unusual symbol or shape is this. We are done. Woohoo! And we are under the hour. Didn't we do well? So there's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed this Trashcraft Tuesday where we did a number of things. So the collage and this spread. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care everybody, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. See you then. Bye for now.